Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are talking about HBAR. Is it the perfect time to buy? As in January 2023, from the 16th to the 20th, Davos took place, where Hedera hosted 5 days of events at the Hedera House, showcasing DLT applications from governing council members such as ServiceNow, Avery Dennison, DLA Piper, and approaching Davos, the token price of HBAR went from 3 cents all the way to 9 cents. So now, a couple months away from Davos 2024, could we see this price action happen again? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, and personally, what I'm doing to prepare approaching January 2024, a news I think is relevant with HBAR. So I really would appreciate if you would leave a like down below in the video, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so first, let's talk about price. The price is down nearly to the previous levels pre-Davos increase of up to 9 cents, mainly due to cryptocurrency in general, but also HBAR's being added to the circulating supply. I think it's around 67% right now, which is better than majority of projects in the top 100, and I believe that the worst is out of the way, hence why I'm actually going to buy some more HBAR today in this video. Now, why is Davos important? Let's look who attended Davos 2023. Bloomberg calculated around 116 billionaires, 40% up than the previous decade, 52 heads of state of government, and 634 CEOs. And people talk about all of the money entering their projects. This is where all of the money is. And Hedera being visible to billionaires, where it's being positioned as the greenest DLT, and it's in line with Sustainable Development Goals. It really is just huge. Also, really the essence of it is just clever marketing for Hedera, building up name recognition, more adoption, and even potentially new governing council members. And it's no secret that Hedera has connections to the World Economic Forum, having a section on the actual website, and Dr. Lehman Baird, the co-founder of Hedera, speaking at a World Economic Forum annual event back in 2019. So it's safe to say they will probably be at Davos 2024. So looking at where we're priced in the market, governing council member on the horizon, approaching January 2024, I think it's a very good time to buy HBAR, not just in my public portfolio, but also my private. And in the Discord, you can see every single time that I buy and sell. A couple of days ago, I bought Tau, Bit and Sword Tau for the first time, gave my reasoning why. Go and check that out in the Discord. But let's buy some HBAR right now for today's video. So on the KuCoin exchange, 100% mark order like usual. Then that is the HBAR. Finally, once the order goes through, it will be purchased. And now the Sunday buys, public portfolios worth $5,187. You'll notice I used the USDT that I sold from XDC for this purchase with HBAR. I'm currently second place in holdings on the unofficial rich list, not just yet at the jellyfish levels, but hopefully we will be there soon. And let me know down below, before we go into market news, what do you think is going to happen in January 2024? Do you think the same thing will happen like we've seen with Davos 2023? Or was it a one-off event? Let me know down below. Now on to market news. Here a clip of Dr. Lehman Baird explaining why Hedera is more decentralized than Ethereum and Bitcoin. Something very few actually understand.
Sure. So Bitcoin has a handful of developers, like 5 people, that end up writing the code. Now you could say theoretically anyone in the world could join this group and could have influence, but what happens with human nature is if you don't set it up to prevent it, power consolidates. You also have a dozen mining pools. Maybe a mining pool is millions of people all contributing a lot, or maybe the person who owns the mining pool has most of the contributions. It's hard to determine that in some cases. Okay, so again, that's a small number, a lot less than 29. Ethereum, you have a very small number, 6 the last time I looked, that had the majority of the staking.
In fact, even Neo, which is one of the most advanced or most widely used staking protocol, ultimately just has 5 nodes. So
there you go. And then the number of nodes themselves. So in Ethereum, it's gone from an enormous number, it's gone down tenfold, recently. But not only that, a huge fraction of them are in Amazon. Okay, so Amazon Corporation has a large fraction of actually the nodes themselves. So the staking is not as decentralized as you want. The nodes, there's a lot of them, but there's a lot fewer than there used to be, and they're consolidated. There's also mechanisms that cause one person to run multiple nodes, which means it's not even as decentralized as it looks. There's just, if you just set up a system and don't ensure decentralization and hope for the best, then over time, it centralizes. That's just what happens.
One other thing that we could possibly discuss is the fact that Ethereum moving to proof of stake also means that the contribution is proportional to the Ethereum that is staked to a node. Versus, if I'm not wrong, on Hedera, there is equal voting right given to all 29 council members, and in future we will go up to 36.
Yes, but we're mixing two different ideas here. One is how do you get consensus on a given transaction, and one is how do you govern the network, like decide what the code base is going to be. Two separate things. For governing the code base, it is 29 members with exactly equal votes, and it'll grow to 39. I mean, it's growing still. But they each have guaranteed equal votes, guaranteed. It can never consolidate down to 5. It's always going to be equal, or it can never be a long tail where you have 1 million people, but 5 of them have most of the power. For the nodes, it's 29 right now that are proportional to the stake, although right now it is pretty staked evenly, and so they'll pretty much have equal. And in the future, we might have lots of nodes, or we might not. It's pretty good either way. But the governance is exactly equal voice from each one, and it is guaranteed in the way it was constructed from the beginning. This is one of those things you can't retrofit later. You really need to start with the right governance if you want to have decentralized governance. You have to start that way.
And it's proven that Hedera has a superior method, as recently Polygon Labs proposes Council for Decentralized Governance and names 13 members. Do you see how Hedera is always criticized for being centralized? They see a bunch of companies don't really understand it on a deeper level and just put the centralized sticker on there when that's not true at all. You're going to see the majority of these other companies actually copy what Hedera are doing, but still not be superior to Hedera. For example, when it comes to Polygon, their governance model is focused on individuals, whereas Hedera is more focused on entities and organizations. And on to other news, we have an article by Market Media. More funds will be tokenized by Aberdeen Governing Council member Representative Duncan Moore, stating the majority of tokenized investments will be on the blockchain. It is the next era. We have BlackRock, JP Morgan, Barclays going live recently on a application that is used for tokenized asset movements, making these illiquid assets liquid. And that's why HBAR is such a solid hold, because it covers so many use cases due to the use cases that are being deployed by governing council members. And when you understand that there's a narrative approaching, whether that be artificial intelligence or whether that be tokenization of real world assets, you can either invest in a single isolated coin, preferably in a low cap side, like for tokenization of real world assets like NXRA or Rio, or invest in a mid cap like HBAR that covers the whole spectrum. I prefer to do both, invest in these low caps and rotate the profits for stables or long-term holds like HBAR. Also, last piece of news, Hedera joins the FinTech Open Source Foundation alongside members like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, American Express, and they're part of the Gold membership, and you can see the benefits on screen. And that is pretty much it for today's video. The whole market is looking bullish. It's holding 30k for now with BTC, and my whole timeline is bullish. I try not to get too emotional in situations. I try to stay as neutral as possible. I'm personally still 20% cash I haven't put into the market. I don't really want to put into the market. I'm sort of saving it for a rainy day, or in case a black swan event approaches, or just the inevitable happens where the prices actually keep going down with cryptocurrency and we have the longest bear market ever. You have to prepare for every single scenario. In terms of taking profit with my portfolio, WadsPay, WTK, and Alliance Blocks, NXRA are pumping right now. I'm waiting for 10 cents with NXRA to take profit, and I'm waiting for the 3.5 cent range to take profit at WTK, the previous resistant levels where they've actually came back down. I'm taking about 25% profit at those levels. Also, if you enjoyed this video, go and check out my previous video on Hedera where I talk about how to actually increase your HBAR bag. Obvious tips, but very simple. And also, if you're looking for a place to store your HBAR in a cold storage, go and check out a decent hardware wallet down below. Discount links are in the description. But if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.